Welcome to our Two Crush podcast, everyone. Welcome to my daughter Marcella. Hi. Why is that funny?
Because I was laughing because you go, welcome to my daughter Marcella. She's European.
Well, yeah.
They're very loose.
Yeah. And my son's girlfriend, Whitley.
Welcome
Not
to
welcome.
you.
And Spider. Hi, Spider.
Hello.
Spider is always taking care of us, of everything. And I love when you are involved in our shows.
Me too.
I enjoy it.
Well, it's like become a thing now.
Yeah.
It's like all four of us. I'd count first.
I know.
So today we're going to recap Dancing the World hit show Dancing Queen episodes 5 and 6, and we did episodes 1 through 4 last week. So if you have not heard those, go back and listen to those. Some behind the scenes stuff with Marcella, who is a cast member on the show. And
if you haven't watched it, go watch it.
Yeah, watch it and watch it over and over.
Yeah. What did Tina said? Something like, just keep it playing like in the background, just so that we can get a second season.
Yeah, that's the thing right now. Everyone is like on pins and needles, see if there will be a second season. Hopefully there will be. I mean, on social media, it's pretty exciting how well it's perceived. I have seen really almost nothing negative at all. And now I've noticed there's more European things coming through on social media where you have to go translate tweet. I don't know what they're saying. It's cool. So episode 5 was called Music Mishap. And it basically, first of all, I love how every episode has the Dancing Queen logo on some random building.
Yeah, that's cool too. I like that.
It's like on the water tower. Or
Yeah. It looks so good.
Really cute.
Yeah, that was creative. And I like the neon sign anyway.
Yeah. It's cool.
And something funny I saw, you know, they show all the, because it's Texas, so they show the cows and the whatever. And there's somebody said, even the cows have the filter.
Oh, yeah. Everybody needs a filter. Everyone has a filter now.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the real life filter.
For us, I think it's makeup anyway.
Yeah.
Episode 5 starts with Justin announcing that Marcella quit, and we see another glimpse of Marcella crying.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And that Dawn has to take on all Marcella's duties. And Dawn is really, really sweet about everything. And she says that she's staying positive, but that she has a lot going on with a lot more responsibilities, a lot of things to do, a lot more work because Marcella is no longer there. And they have to plan to get ready for Celebrity Convention, which is really a great convention.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. I used to take the Prestige kids there all the time. And we love, what's his name?
Drew.
I was going to say Doug. That's not right.
Something with a D.
Yeah, it's very sweet. Like, he goes above and beyond to make everyone happy. But the interesting part about that convention is you can only take 8 solos to that convention.
Oh.
Like, that's their rule.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so and everyone is having super anxiety because Justin is picking who the 8 are. And I remember from our studio too that it always, with us, it was always who wants to pay for it.
Yeah.
And who will really.
I mean, if I, like we said last time, like if I had it like my way, I would have picked the 8. But for us to save the drama, we just let people, whoever paid first. It was like a race.
Yeah.
The first 8 who go. Yeah. If you actually pay, you can go. First 8 go. Good luck.
Yeah. Because then
a race.
Otherwise, if Marcella would pick them, then they would complain about having to pay for an extra fee. And the fees, for anyone who does not know, competition and convention fees are super expensive. Like for one solo, it costs for entry fees a minimum of $125.
It's expensive hobby.
Yeah,
and
very
it's an
expensive
like time day.
I mean,
it's
they
like
are on stage for 2.5
40
minutes.
hours.
Oh my God, I know.
Yeah.
So, Now Justin takes everything very, very serious about competition, and when it's in his own, like in our own town, Dallas is known to be super competitive, and usually the other studios are not very friendly with each other. It's actually pretty cutthroat, I would say.
Yeah, Dallas is pretty intense. I think you have like your main cities, and Dallas is a big one.
But when you have gone around judging like all over the country, the other cities, it's not like that, right?
It is. But when I was working for Lux, Arizona was one of the friendliest.
Oh, really?
More with like bringing their kids, like letting them take in other places. Dallas, like you can't even go take other places. They get mad.
But like at competition, like people are not friendly. I'm telling you right now.
I think that's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Justin and Marcella were always friendly with each other. So with us, it was always great. But, everyone takes it extra serious when you're competing against each other. So everyone is stressed and wants to put their best foot forward. So Justin then tells Kiana that she's not going to this convention because he doesn't know what happened to her solo because her performance, like she fell out of a turn or something. And Angie, her mom, rolls her eyes when he says it. And I think it's really funny because Justin like gets right in her face and goes, "Why did you roll your eyes?" And,
I know, every time.
And she apologizes though right away, goes, "Wasn't intentional. I'm sorry." So, and then they interview Kiana, and Kiana says she feels punished because she has been with Justin for like 7 years, has always been there, and basically makes a little mistake and gets kicked out, which...
Right. Well, I think then you have Molly and Kennedy who aren't from Beyond Belief. So,
right.
And they get to go. So I think that had something to do with it too.
Well, of course, because that has always been a problem anyways. When you have a company and you have been with your teacher and choreographer, there's a connection there. And then when new people come in, there's always some sort of attention.
I think it's good though.
Yeah.
Push you. I mean, there's going to be new people everywhere. So,
yeah.
I mean, that shouldn't be that big of a deal. You should work harder.
My best friend, when I joined the gymnastics gym, oh my gosh, she knows it. She was like the mean girl, and she like has resting bitch face really bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, like she was so mean. But now we've never had a fight, and we've been best friends like 13 years.
I think you just get super competitive. Like I'm competitive. I want to be good at everything I do. I get frustrated. So I think Kiana is just frustrated, I'm sure, because she's a really good dancer. So
right. And it's what you see, this is really true. Like the emotions are always so high with this kind of stuff. So that she was near tears, and then when they go to the car and Angie goes, "Don't cry till you get in the car." It's a real thing, because people just get very emotional in the dance industry, and then they decide that they can go as independent.
That was ballsy.
Yeah.
And Angie gets real emotional because she's, they have 2 handicapped children, and that Kiana is the one that gets the least attention and never asks for anything. So she's like, well, I'm going to take you as an independent. We'll pay separate, but how are you going to feel when you see your team warming up with Justin and you're going to not be part of it? And that's also a real thing. Yeah. I mean, that would be in real life, that is how that goes.
Yeah.
And
that would be weird though, because she's still at your studio. It's not like she left. She's just competing.
Don't talk to her.
Don't talk. I wouldn't be able to not talk to my student.
But Justin did talk to her. He was very nice.
Yeah.
She just couldn't warm up with him, and it was all separate, and she kind of looked in, and she looked like so left out and kind of sad to me. But
I liked what she said though. She's like, Alyssa Edwards would do that, so why can't I?
No, and then he said it too later. Like that's something that he would do, and I think it was really brave. And I don't know if I would do that.
Yeah,
I know. I thought that was really cool too. Yeah, and Angie is kind of like sits right with everybody, and it's like, that's what we're doing. So get used to it. And before the actual competition actually happens, though, we see Justin with Laganja going to the wig store.
Oh my gosh. I love him.
Laganja?
Yes. Not just because we were twinning at America's Got Talent. I'll never get over that. Because
we need to explain this. We ran a few years ago. Prestige and Beyond Belief tried out for America's Got Talent, and like we were always friendly, so we were friendly there too, and we all took a picture together with everyone, and Whitley
Yeah.
and Laganja like wore something that was similar.
I was like,
I need
no
to find
way.
that picture.
I know.
Yeah, because they were both in their drag.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this is like my everyday attire.
That was
That was
really
the first
cool.
time I heard of them, though.
Right.
And like, I was like, who is this? Because when
Mhm.
he walked in, everyone kind of looked.
Everyone
Well, just
was
like a
looking.
beam.
Mhm.
Beyond Belief had been on America's Got Talent already.
Right.
Oh,
Mhm.
I didn't know that.
A long time ago, I think.
Right. And so Laganja and Justin are in this wig store, and I liked when Justin said that there can be like he loves his life because he says there can be so much chaos in the studio, but then he can go to a wig store in broad daylight and just
I know.
have fun and try on wigs and live in that kind of world. And
Yeah.
I want to go to a wig store.
Me too. Everyone needs a good like best friend shopping day.
okay,
Mhm.
this
Great.
might be our 15th field trip that we have not taken. We need to go
We
to.
keep saying it. I went to a wig store with Miss Polly one time, but I don't think it was the right one because they did not think it was funny that we were in there. I think it was more for like people
Oh yeah, you said
like cancer and stuff. And we were looking and they're like not having it. I was like, oh my goodness. So I need to go
Yeah.
where Justin goes
I know.
to play.
I really do want to get one.
Me too.
That would be so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I want
We'll
to
ask
see
Justin.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they break out into again a music video, and this is I think a RuPaul song. It's like Prance. I don't know. It's Prance, Darling Prance, and they're walking around with their wigs and
I
they're making a
love it.
huge mess. And I see Justin wearing one of these really big custom jewelry necklaces that we sell too. It was just funny seeing it.
Costume stuff.
Then we see Justin and Dawn having solo rehearsals, getting ready, and Riley gets to be in the spotlight. She so brave, dyed her hair so red.
I know.
She is usually a blonde, and
Justin did that.
right,
Yeah. Oh
it's
yeah.
just
He
beautiful.
had them do that. Yeah.
Yeah,
McKenna
very cool.
goes black too. So
Yeah, she is
did
usually
Kennedy?
blonde.
Kennedy went brown.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, because she was blonde.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, why? Is there a reason?
Well, there was. I don't think that I think there was supposed to be like a makeover
Oh yeah,
Oh.
scene, but I think with everything filmed, I think that's what happened. So Riley went from blonde to red.
yeah. Uh-huh.
McKenna blonde to black.
Yeah.
Keely went to like that pixie gray.
Yeah. I liked hers.
Kiana.
Not that I didn't like the others.
Yeah.
But I was just like, wait, one episode and then the next I was like, and
Yeah.
then some mom. So I was
Yeah.
like,
and
who
then
is
Molly
that?
went darker and Kennedy went darker. And then I think everyone else.
And
Yeah.
Brooke got a shorter haircut.
Oh yeah,
That's
short.
so
He
cute.
calls her what's her
Victoria
name?
Beckham, little sister.
This is cute. But we see Brooke rehearsing her solo, and Gabe and Riley, and they're just all such talented dancers.
Mhm.
Unbelievable. And then we see Justin's three sisters coming to his house, and they see his house for the very first time. And he said, you know, they had not had a very close relationship because after his parents got divorced, one sister went with the dad to another state and the other stayed behind, but the family was broken up. And every time he talks about it, it seems like that's such a close family,
Mhm.
and that they're also scarred when the
Yeah.
divorce happened. And I think Justin is trying to become just the person that puts his family back together. I think after his mom passed away, he says that his mom would expect that from him, so he makes extra efforts. And so they come in, and his sister Tabitha comes in on crutches. And I actually remember when this happened because he told us about it, that she had a seizure driving,
Yeah,
and
that's
she hit her
scary.
car on a tree. But Justin is funny because he goes, "You were driving?" And she goes, "Well, I didn't get out of my car and
Yeah,
wanted
I
to-
know.
I mean, I walked into a bowl." And then his sister Donnie came, and he said that all four of them being together under one roof at the same time is absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
And that's
Now-
a miracle.
Does he touch on the dad? Do we know? Like nothing. Because
No.
they're always blurred out in the pictures.
Yeah.
So I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
And a brother, right?
Yeah.
That's what, yeah.
I mean, it never gets brought up, so I didn't know if
Yeah.
it, or maybe I missed that somewhere.
No, it doesn't get brought up
Mhm.
really. His sister Danine actually got pregnant at 15, and that's Justin's first nephew, and she came too, and she was crying because she said she didn't really want to leave, but Justin had always been bitter about her leaving, I guess. So I thought it was interesting because you could, first of all, I think they all look alike so much.
Oh my
They do.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's crazy. And then you can see that there's, like, they all love each other so much. And then it's the typical family kind of little fights. Like,
yeah.
Tabitha kind of gets into a fight with Donnie, basically about her not raising her kids right, I guess. And Justin is going, his whole family, there's drugs and alcoholism in their family. And that he said he feels bad because his sisters had been through so much and that they lost out on so much. And they looked at him and they said, but you did too. And then he said, but I was strong enough. I thought that was so powerful when that happened. And he is really, really big on saying that you have to break the chain.
Yeah.
And whatever your family history is, that you have to do that, or otherwise you get caught in that same cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to break the chain, but you just have to find it within yourself to do that. And he said that he hopes that they can continue as a family and become closer and closer as time goes on. And
I feel like it looks like they are going to.
Yeah.
It looks all different, like healing and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's good.
I hope so too. And then this part is so funny to me in episode 5. You see Alyssa getting dressed in the big, humongous wig, that big blonde.
Oh, yeah.
I have a picture with him in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he wore that day, right? To America's Got Talent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And he's getting ready to get in his car, and his assistant Edgar, and I don't know if
This is when the wig doesn't fit in the car,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. That's so
but
funny.
he is always screaming, Edgar, do this, Edgar,
I know.
It's so funny to me. And in this moment, he goes, Edgar, is this a drag-friendly car? Because I can't fit in it.
I feel like it's like Lucy, I Love Lucy,
Yes.
like Ricky or something.
Yes.
It's so funny. And then Alyssa gets so excited because she thinks she got hit on by a guy.
Oh, yeah. Who did they think I was a woman?
Oh yeah, in the car.
And Laganja goes, what woman do you know that wears eyelashes like that?
I know.
She goes, Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, that was funny.
Funny. And then they go to Marty's, and we see another music video, and I think it's also RuPaul's song. And I don't know the song, so it's like funny to me though, because they're just so dramatic.
Yeah.
And at one point, Alyssa lays on the ground and dollar signs are just bills are just
yeah.
falling on her. And of course, at the end with the death drop, I don't
my
know
gosh.
how.
There's a
does
technique by
that?
it.
I really
There's
would
a
die.
technique to it. Yeah.
How do you do that?
Well, I did it in Pure Love. Remember?
I know, but what's the technique?
Well, Renee, actually, my friend from Australia that is a dancer, she actually, I thought you just drop, but there is a technique to it. I don't know it really, but there is one.
They had a Dance Moms episode where they did it. And I was
Oh,
like,
really?
"Ooh, I should try that." And I was like, no,
So please
break
don't
my
do that.
knee.
No, there's a safe way to do it.
Yeah.
That's why when I judge and when Renee judges with me and anyone does it, she gets pissed because there's actually a technique to doing a death drop where it's not painful.
Oh,
So cool.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they jump though. Like I had a student who could jump like that and land.
Yeah,
Remember, Riley?
oh my, it took my breath
gosh.
away
It was
every
so
single
funny.
time. I would scream every single time.
But it's like a crowd favorite because
Yeah.
you just drop. And when the drag queens do it, I mean, it's just in
I
their
know.
heels
And their
just
hair.
drop.
That's probably a good cushion, though. The wigs.
wig.
I mean, unbelievable. So then it switches that we're really now at the celebrity convention and they're performing, and this is actually where we see little glimpses of Molly and Kennedy on stage, which was special for us because they used to be Marcella's students, and Kennedy is wearing one of
So is Molly.
Oh, my gosh. I freaked out. I was like, oh, crumbling. I made that.
but not on this one.
Oh,
She's
that was
wearing the blue
7.
one.
7.
Kennedy is wearing the white from the Angels song.
It's
Aw.
a pink. It's a pale pink from Gentle Savior.
No, she's wearing the white one from.
Oh, that's in 7 too.
Not About Angels.
Mhm.
So it switched. Yeah, I'm backwards.
And then we'll see Willow performing her solo, and I thought Willow looked absolutely breathtakingly stunning, and like I was like, my goodness. And especially, I think that was her. No, actually, not her last time performing as a senior. But every time I think as a senior, when they perform the solos and they know it gets close to the last time,
Yeah.
it's very emotional.
Well, because there's nothing like that again.
No,
I mean, it doesn't matter if you're dancing professionally. Like that doesn't happen anymore.
Right.
So, like the competition thing, like you could ask anyone. It's just kind of like, okay, well, that's it. Like you can close that chapter and move on. But
right.
it's emotional.
Very. I remember anytime it was your girls
Mm-hmm.
last time, there was always sobbing,
Yeah.
crying, tears. Just
Yeah.
so crazy. Because you're never gonna be with your parents and your team,
yeah.
your coach. Like it's different.
Especially when been there forever. And Willow's been
Mhm.
with Justin a really long
Yes,
time.
and she was like 3.
I don't
4,
know. I just
very,
knew it was a
very
long
young.
time.
And then Brooke gets to perform, and she performs her solo better than ever. And she had that flip. No, what is it called? Aerial.
Yeah.
A front aerial. And in rehearsals, she always put her hands down, and she did it perfect, and everything was great. And she had a music mistake, though. Something, whenever Dawn did the music played for the wrong girl. And in this competition, you got a 5-point deduction, which is a lot of points to get
Yeah.
deducted for a mistake like that. And the other part, like, I can talk from having a studio ourselves. Putting music together for competition is super, super difficult. Like
It's exhausting.
It takes a long time. It's a lot of like concentration, and you have to make sure. I mean, you have to know everybody's songs, and you have to make sure that you know what order they go in. Make sure that it's correct. It used
right
to be
cut.
the
Mhm.
right
And then your
cut.
teachers change the cut, and then they
Mhm.
give you 4 more.
I mean, no one will understand how much work goes really into the music. Like now it's easier because it's all digital, but it used to be with CDs. Now you always had to have backup CDs. So
Digital is not easier.
no, I don't
I
think so
mean,
either.
We were at Mark of Excellence, and I could not get my DJ didn't upload it correctly or did
Right.
it to the Nationals one, and then I had
Yeah.
no music,
Mhm.
and someone had to drive
Oh my gosh.
back from Arlington
gosh.
to Plano to go get music, and then you have to wait, and it's like the digital is not always the best. The
Yeah.
CDs, at least you could grab your computer and burn it. The
Yeah.
digital one gets scary if you're not
Right. And so
good.
when
It's in
you
the web's
Yes,
hands
in
now.
in the cloud somewhere.
Yeah.
yeah, because behind the scenes of that, like you just see a little tiny bit of it, but it is really a lot of work. And,
Yeah.
for Dawn to have had to do that, and then there's a mistake, I felt for her because it's just a ton of responsibility. And then when there is a mistake, you obviously didn't mean to do it. And then
Yeah, no.
Imagine
when-
if you'd have done that.
God, I know. Been crucified.
well, and then I mean, you really have a performance that is perfect, and then
Yeah.
they take off 5 points, and with that, she didn't even place. So
Yeah.
and
that's sad.
Justin got super, super mad at Dawn, and Brooke's mom and Dawn and Brooke end up really crying about it all. But then Justin, like he always does, it's just that's also to me so inspiring. He always finds the good in it, and he always then goes, you know what? Yes, that might have been a mistake, but it's really my mistake because I should have second checked everything because
Yeah.
it's my studio, it's my responsibility. And then he goes, the life lesson out of that is that we learn from it is that Brooke did not deserve that, but that the show will go on. And you just
Mhm.
gotta get past it and move on, and no big deal. And also we see Gabe solo, him performing his solo, and it looks unbelievable. And we see Riley solo with her beautiful red hairs, looks so striking on stage. And then Kiana performs hers. And she wanted to prove to Justin that she deserves to be on the team. And she looks absolutely gorgeous in this black costume. And in the end, Justin says that was very Alyssa Edwards
Yeah.
of Kiana.
It was. That was
Yeah.
cool.
And we find out that Kennedy placed second in teen solo and Riley placed first. And the seniors, Willow got third and Gabe got first. And Kiana didn't place, even though she had a perfect performance. And that's the end of episode 5.
Competition's tricky though. You never know.
Right.
I'm like, it's the opinion of 3 people.
3 people.
Yeah.
And it can be anything. I always tell, like, that's why the whole Brooke thing, it's like, I mean, did she feel like she did the best? And if Justin was proud of her, then that's all that matters. Because
Well, and he did go actually and pulled scores. And if
Top
she
3.
didn't have that, she would
yeah,
have
but
been top
my
3.
point is that it doesn't matter. Like, you
Yeah.
could think all day the way that it should go. And as a professional, there's still 3 people. Like, when I'm
Right.
judging, I
Yeah.
might think one should win, but there's still 2 other people that, and there can be any reason. I mean, sometimes when everybody is really good, you're like, I don't know. Just, I guess I like your song better because you are just as good as everyone. So it just kind of depends on who your judges are. And it'll probably always be different.
Would there ever be like, if you had a rival or something, you judge? Would people?
You're not
Do
allowed
that?
to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, like when you judge, you're supposed to say if you've worked with any studios or
okay.
whatever. Like, I could never judge in Dallas.
Okay.
Which I don't know why, because I mean, if I was judging my own kids, I'd probably judge them harder.
Yeah.
But
I just didn't know.
yeah, so competition that's why dance gets confusing with being a sport or an art, because it's an opinion. Like, if you play basketball, you score the basket, and that's how you get the points.
Yeah.
With dancing, it's just
It's like ice
Yeah.
skating.
yeah, you're just
Yeah.
athletic, obviously, because that's the sport part of it. But the art is the opinion. So
Yeah.
we could all 3 look at one thing and
Yeah.
Feel
like
different.
it or hate it. So
Right.
that's where that comes in. That's why the trophy to me is like silly.
Well, I think when you are doing competition, though, you have to be all about it too, because otherwise, what are you doing it for? So the more serious you take it, I don't know. It's just an experience, I think, that you have memories with.
Yeah.
So we'll get into episode 6, and this episode is called Friendsgiving. And this starts out right away with the kids get to perform with Alyssa at the Rose Room Theater in Dallas. That's actually what Justin started out with his Alyssa. I think that's what his first
I like
drag
when they
performance
show the
was.
old pictures of him like
Oh, I
young
know. I
in
know.
drag or whatever. I was like, oh my god,
So cool.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And it's the behind the scenes and they're getting all ready. And we get to see Athena in this episode again. That girl, my goodness, she is so precious.
I know.
I
So
mean,
cute.
unbelievable. Even when she does nothing, she's just
Yeah.
like her eyes and her face
So
is just
animated.
so cute.
she has
And
a lot of fans.
Yeah.
yeah, so many fans.
I'm a fan.
And then Alyssa performs her own song, the I'm Alyssa Edwards, with the kids dancing, and you see glimpses of all the kids on that stage in the Rose Room. And Athena is in awe, like after she performs, and looks precious. And Alyssa said that she got her biggest lesson from RuPaul, because she said that this was such a special moment that she got to actually combine her 2 worlds for one time, like her drag life with the studio kids performing, and that RuPaul has said that drag is now mainstream. And so she gets to share her passion with the kids and perform with them.
So Spider, my mom and Whitley want to do drag, and Whitley's mom.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's fun. We should have them do that.
I mean, I think it'd be so awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I would love it. And then I would like for Dylan, which is Alyssa's like professional makeup artist, who I love. I've always been like infatuated with his eyes. He has the most beautiful eyes. He's on
And
the show
eyelashes.
too. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
on the show too. And he said he'd do our makeup.
Maybe not in drag, but yes, I like my makeup done. I think he works for a company called Flashed, which is a new company in Dallas. Like, they can come over and there's an
Oh,
app.
really?
And I've seen it because when I was doing makeup, I wanted to work for them, but then I got really busy. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like a Priv, it's an app like Uber for makeup.
Oh, that's
That's
cool.
They'll come
so
to your
cool.
house, and Dylan works for them. I see it
Awesome.
on his. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, what a cool thing! Blow out, like hair,
Oh my
makeup.
gosh.
They'll
I've
come
always
to your
wanted to blow
house.
out. I've never had one. I think that'd be fun.
We need to get you one, Whitley.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But since we're talking about him, just on the side, he posted a picture on social media yesterday. I was like, oh
We'll
my
give
gosh.
his first and last name. Dylan, what is it? So
Okay,
you
I
can
have to
see
show
it.
you, because he
Yeah. I wanna follow him.
actually I commented because I couldn't help it, because he was so gorgeous, took my breath away. Like, I'm like, what did he do? My gosh. Dylan Del Toro is his name. And he is with Justin all the time doing his makeup. Here, look at this picture, you guys.
Oh, yeah. He looks like a movie star.
A movie star. Oh my gosh, you see it, Spider?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know him?
No, I don't.
He is amazing.
And so nice.
So nice. We love him. So,
his eyes are really pretty.
Justin then talks about that all this, the show, the kids performing in the Rose Room with him is all a dream come true for him. It's like, he's saying very often lately, what is this life? Like, he's just so in awe with everything that has happened and the blessings, which is so, I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
And in episode 6, now they are preparing for another competition, and this time it's for Showbiz, which one of my best friends, David Westerfield, used to own it, and Tommy, my best gay friend, is married to David.
Who is episode 3?
4 and
5.
5 and 6,
and 6?
I think. I don't know. Yeah, because Miss Polly was 3 and 4.
Oh, yeah.
And they're showing them get ready, and this time they're taking the group dances again, and Justin is actually doing a new dance because the group dance didn't do that well in LA, and he self-admittedly said they didn't do well, they weren't clean, and so they're working on a new dance, and Riley has to do a certain flip, and it's very stressful for her. And Justin gets a little bit frustrated with her and says that if you want to be a leader, you have to use your words. And he tells all the kids and parents that there's 550 acts at that competition, and it's sold out, and it's one of the biggest competition in the state. And since they didn't get a group trophy in LA, they have to be perfect for this performance. He has high expectations for it. So when I personally watched this scene in this episode, I have a lot of thoughts on how this goes down, because he is doing choreography in the room with the kids, and all the parents are sitting in there. I get so much anxiety just looking at it, because, and I'm going to talk as a studio owner, from a studio owner, and as a dance mom. Like, as a studio owner, that's like your biggest nightmare, because you know every single mom right there is sitting and watching only her kid. So the mom wants her kid to have the best spots in the dance. Everyone wants to be in the middle, front, center. And every step they do, every special move they get to do, even if they don't say it out loud, it goes on in their brain. So there's so much like stuff that can happen, and you can see it. It's like so stressful for me. Like, we had black curtains on the windows. Our parents didn't get to see the dance until he was on stage. Like, that was it. They didn't get to see rehearsals, nothing.
Yeah,
and
we just do it different.
Yeah.
we just
That's so cool.
But
though.
I mean, Justin and I are just two different people. I can't choreograph with that many distractions. I can't even have the kids in there sometimes. It just depends. Like, I can't have all of that distraction.
No, but what I'm trying to say is that it's amazing how he handles it. Because he loves it. I think he actually gets energy from it. And that's what's so cool to see, how people work in different ways and create in different ways, and how people thrive the best. It's just very interesting to me to watch it.
I wish mine was more normal. Mine's just like a 1 to 5 a.m.
But that's your way.
I know.
That's your way.
I love 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I feel like
magical hour.
Yeah, the whole world is quiet.
Yeah.
Have you seen that like meme? It's like buildings at nighttime, and there's like a little, like a skyscraper building, and there's one little light on in the window, and it's like, and there's a arrow. It says artist. Awake at 3 a.m. That's funny. That's me.
I know.
I
made a dress last night till like 5:30, and I was like, "Oh, Gina's about to go to tennis."
I know. I think I was up till 4.
Yeah,
that's great. Me too.
Can't help it. I wish that was normal.
Yeah,
Like I could go to work.
I know.
Midnight.
You can.
Well,
do
I
night
know
shift.
you were gonna say.
I don't want to forget to talk about little JJ because he is in that episode
He's
and
a
being
little pimp.
interviewed. Please,
Yeah,
is he the
he's
cutest?
so cute.
His little jacket that he wears in the interviews, I can't take it.
I know.
His little smile is just
I
so
know.
cute. I
And
want to squeeze him.
Yeah, he's so precious.
And his mom is the sweetest.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
cute.
Mhm.
Her
next-
eyes are pretty.
Yeah. Next, you can see Justin and one of his best friends, Chris Sapphire, who is coming on our show next week.
Oh, good.
Yeah. They go shopping for Thanksgiving at Malone's in Mesquite. And I'm like, wow, the people there are going, what is going on? They're making such a ruckus.
They're so funny and they're so loud. That
I
whole
love
scene is
that.
so funny. And I love, I think Chris Sapphire is always on like radio, right? His voice, there's something about his voice.
Yeah.
I just love listening
He's
to
so
him.
funny.
Mm-hmm.
They are just funny in that store. It was really funny to me.
And then they FaceTime Shangela.
Yeah.
They're yelling so
I
loud.
know.
And
Oh my gosh.
Justin talks about how November is the month to celebrate everything that you're thankful for. And then he says this is my favorite quote, what they say all the time. Like Justin says, Chris Sapphire is my Judy from another booty.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I've never
They
heard
all
Judy
say
before,
that.
but that's
It's
a
like-
thing.
It's like,
Yeah.
I think it's a best friend, I guess.
Judy's, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
cute.
Well, it's like spill the tea. I didn't know
Mhm.
that was a thing
Yeah.
until this summer.
I
Jolie
know.
had to tell me.
I know. Thank
We
God
gotta
we have her
watch
to keep us.
RuPaul's Drag Race, guys. Come on.
Is that what it's on?
hmm
Oh.
All the tea.
All the tea.
And like Jeffree Star's makeup tutorials, he says all that. And then he's had Alyssa Edwards on.
Yeah, they're
and like
friends.
they do.
And Jolie
stuff
freaks
together.
out.
I
Mhm.
know. I do too. I love Jeffree Star.
I don't want. I mean, I met Jeffree Star
I
at
know.
a Hood Rat rap concert like 5 years ago, which is hilarious.
Really?
Yeah, but I didn't know. I mean, that was before he was like famous.
How funny.
Yeah.
We okay, wait. I'm sorry. I got all hung up with the Judy from
She's like,
another
my daughter
booty.
was at a Hood Rat concert.
I know. I was like, hold on, you guys just getting me sidetracked. Oh, I know what this is so special. He said that all the House of Edwards people they're his family that he created, and Chris is the one that will protect anyone. Like they're that family that if someone messes with one, you mess with all of them. And I feel like very much I could so relate in another way because moving from a different country, you feel that same way, even though, I mean, you have no family. So I had to create my own too. And my friends are always my family here. And I'm the same with Thanksgiving, but we do a Friendsgiving. We do it the
we
next
should do a
day.
Dragsgiving.
Yeah.
I know.
Apparently,
Dream
everyone
come
wants
true.
to dress and drag anyway.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Whitley, that will be our
That
debut.
yeah. All right.
That's so
We need to
fun.
pick
I love
names.
Friendsgiving.
Friendsgiving is always special in our home too because all our friends all the years
Yeah.
come over.
And anyone's invited.
Yeah.
Like you can bring someone we don't know. You
Yep.
can bring like anybody at
Yeah.
all. That's
Yeah.
my favorite. Like
I love
everyone
it.
is welcome. The door is open
Yes.
to everybody.
Everybody. So Spider,
Oh, I'll be there.
you
Yes.
bet.
I'm trying to roll Michael's gimpy ass. up there.
Yes, poor Michael, the owner of the studio where we record. He had a terrible accident a few weeks ago and broke his leg. And
He went out on Thursday, and I was like, "You're going to be exhausted." And he was like, "Well, the beginning of the night really sucked. The middle was okay. The end of the night was terrible."
Oh.
But he also had to ride in the back of the car.
Is he in a wheelchair?
man.
How does
Yeah, he did.
Oh.
He did for that night at least.
God.
Oh my goodness.
I'd be so bored.
I wouldn't want to go out.
No.
Yeah, he said he was done
don't
with
think
it
I
for a
would.
while.
Yeah, I feel bad for him.
I would
You
have
would.
to go out. I would need to get out at some point. I don't blame him.
I'd
Yeah.
be a hermit.
Me too. If I couldn't wear my heels, forget it. I
Just
can't go
rhinestone
out.
your cast.
Oh, that's true.
So now then we get into a really interesting part of this show. The mini moms decide that they are going to rehearse the minis dance because they want them to go to the next competition. And
You said you wanted to see them do it.
Oh, I do.
Then they were doing it.
Oh, that. I saw it. Yeah, it's good.
I don't understand that because I have never understood that why we have teachers to rehearse. But the kids, I mean, when there is no teacher, so maybe some moms took that over, and I want to just have extra rehearsals, which extra rehearsals are never bad. So I'm looking at it from just the kids' point, and they want to go competition. And Justin actually loves it and says that teamwork makes the dream work. And once again, he's way braver than we ever were in that situation. Then Justin tells the kids that they're not just dancers, but that they're performers. And then it's Alyssa Edwards talking about when she won Miss USA, and then pauses and goes, not telling the year, and that don't worry about all that because she's not old, but established. It's so funny. And then Justin talks about that his family, that every family has their own traditions, and because he's not that close with his own family, they started to make their own traditions in his own home for the first year, and that he is going to be with all his best friends from the House of Edwards. And what I didn't know is that he met every one of them through drag. So that a drag is just, he has also said that drag is not work to him. That is just something very special in his life. And they have Dragsgiving, and that Shangela is his drag daughter. And he goes, what that means is he put Shangela in drag for the very first time.
Yeah.
And
when they're getting ready.
Yes, that's so cute. In the drag room.
I want a drag room.
I know, see?
Getting ready room.
But you can tell that that's a thing, because he said, I have my very first drag room. So that's a thing in their world, which is really cool.
But I noticed it's not just drag queens that have that mother title. There was that Pumpfidence girl that I follow in LA. She just posted that, like, I think it's just anyone that you're like mentoring and guiding, like as an adult, because obviously when you're a kid it's like teachers, but she was saying I've had this title even before I had a child, that like she was like this women empowerment, like teaching women in LA how to dance in heels, and she was like, they call me mother, like they called her that forever, and she was like, and now that I have a daughter, it's a different title, but I'm a mother to all these women. So if you as an adult, like she was mentoring all these people to be confident, and I think when you have that title,
that's really cool,
that it's not just a drag thing, it's like a woman,
but it's
mother,
like, it's someone that's empowering and inspiring, and that's very cool. I like that.
I should find it and read it, because it's really, I read it and I was like, oh my gosh, it's not just a drag thing,
right?
And then there's the RuPaul song, They Call Me Mother.
It's really good.
He is like the drag
he is
queen
the head
of all queens
of all
of
right. And then Justin,
here, I'll read it really fast. Says, Mama, I was given this title by the dancers that trained with me long before I had gotten pregnant. It always made me feel warm and cozy inside. It's a selfless title that radiates all I stand for, and which reminds me of Justin too. I love that anyone that trains under me feels safe, loved, cared for, and nurtured, but not overly. Mama got a backbone and knows when to crack it. All good mamas should. When I became an actual mother, this term no longer became suggestive, but true. The love amplified. My class only got stronger and became better. Nonetheless, it feels like my first baby was born 7 years ago, and my second one is 2. Badass moms, whatever. Like, see you later. But I thought that kind of,
it does,
the mother
cute.
title.
That's very cool. I like that a lot. We've said it several times, but it happens several times. So I find it very interesting, because Justin talks again how he really, really would want to be closer with his sisters again. And he wishes he could spend all the holiday seasons and all the special holidays with his blood family, but they are not quite there yet. And you can see how it really bothers him. And I personally hope that they're going to keep going in that right direction, and one day have that what they used to have again. And I think they can. He just misses the old ways so much, and I think it shows that we're all, every single one of us, are so touched by and marked by the way we grew up, like the way that we were raised, because I think all of us have that within us. I mean, we remember the things we did as children, and the good things we wish were always there. And if they're bad, we want to change them. So I think that that's really a big thing when I see him always talk about it.
There's no perfect family, so.
No. I didn't mean it like that. I meant just how we are all just so touched by the way we were raised. Like that is special. Like how our holidays are special. Like there's certain things that are still special to me, and I tried to implement this one time with Christmas. Was it Christmas in Austria? You have a real Christmas tree with real candles.
Let's not
on
do
them.
that.
Oh no.
So I was like, I better not do that here. So, but that's just always been special. And
Yeah.
I always miss it. So
Didn't you set a fire?
yes.
For stupid candle. So let's not have a real tree with candles.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
It's not a good idea. The house will go up in flames.
Wasn't it
Patrick will
at
be mad.
Christmas too?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I went the complete opposite and made my tree out of construction paper and just stapled it to the
Oh.
wall.
The Charlie
Drew
Brown tree.
ornaments
Well,
on
we
it.
we did a Christmas light tree
Mm-hmm.
last year on the wall.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about
For a
that.
photo shoot.
That
Yeah.
was fun.
Yeah, that was
You can
fun.
make anything now.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
not a
right.
real tree, but with
Yeah.
real candles.
No.
Yeah. Like
So-
the wine bottles.
Yeah.
I like
We
that
can do
too.
that
Yeah.
too.
They do that at restaurants.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So episode 6 then goes into the kids rehearsing some more, preparing for Showbiz, and now we get to know little Leah a little bit more. And little Leah was born with spina bifida, and I always that girl just leaves me in awe because so much strength and such passion for dance, and no matter what she goes through, and as many surgeries as she has had, and actually she had a surgery yesterday again.
Oh my god.
And I can't get over how she finds it within herself to be so dedicated and always work her way back and just be so passionate about dance. It's
Well, I think her
unbelievable.
mom says in the episode 1 with her, like, her stuff is not guaranteed. So I
Yeah.
think she dances every day like it's the last time she gets to. So we take that stuff for granted.
Mhm.
Right. That's
And
not
she
even more
doesn't.
amazing.
So
Mhm.
every time she gets to dance, I think she feels like it's a blessing.
Yeah.
Which is something I would always tell the kids, like my students when they were complaining. I'm like, about something hurting. I'm like, well, there's people who would die to be able to be healthy enough to do what you do
Yeah.
all the time. And I know it sounds like a blanket statement, but you have 2 arms, 2 legs. There's some people who don't have that either. So
Right.
every day you're here should be a blessing. And I think that
Yeah.
sometimes people take that for granted. And
Mhm.
she's a good, and I say this in episode 2, I think that she is a good person to look at, to not take
Yeah.
anything for granted.
Right. Then the minis find out that they actually get to compete, and everyone is excited, and they have a big celebration. And of course, there's another music video, and this time it's an ice cream and an ice cream truck. And I think it's so cool because it's like Justin's life. He said out of his journal, that's all this year that they performed, and he
That's so
remembers
cool.
being in Mesquite and being super hot, and that ice cream truck coming down the road was his major thing. And so that's where that came in, and it's really, really cool, that performance too. And then we see Will Rogers in Fort Worth, which we have spent many, many, many days
Smells
in
in
that
there.
place.
It smells like a cow. It's so gross.
There's probably
Well, it's
cows
fitting.
in there.
Yeah.
They are
Well, sometimes they have like
the
animal
livestock
shows. Yeah.
across the street.
Mhm.
Me.
so
Charlie's
Justin-
over there.
Justin then says winning isn't everything, but wanting to is. And you see the older kids performing their dance amazing, and they become grand champions. And it's a beautiful dance with chairs and just gorgeous. And oh, there was one more thing. Justin shows up to Will Rogers with an amazing fringe leather jacket. I thought it was
I
so
loved that.
cool. And
French. I
the
didn't know
minis actually win with the ice cream dance, and little JJ pulls off being the star of the show, which Justin wanted for him to
that. I
be.
know.
Then we see Justin and Jane. I can never say these names. Shangela, getting ready for the Dragsgiving, and of course balloons everywhere, and they're making their own memories, and the most important memory for Justin is to take a family Christmas photo because that's what they used to do.
That was funny.
And so they go outside in front of that big blow up.
He's like, who's going to take the picture? Because I'm singing in my heels. What is he wearing? Louboutins?
Yeah,
or
he's like,
something?
these Louboutins in the mud.
Oh, this was so great. He goes, concentrate on the balls of your feet. Stay on the balls of your feet.
Yeah, because you sink in the mud in heels.
Yeah.
Such a cute picture of their family, House of Edwards, which I love all of them. And what else? I think that's really it. Like just how
They have Thanksgiving.
they have the Dragsgiving and they all eat. And there was one more thing that Chris Sapphire in the store when they went shopping, he goes, "What is that purple stuff?
Oh, the white people
like?" The what?
Cranberry.
Cranberry sauce, and
Oh.
they decide they hate that. They'd rather
Yeah,
have
they're like,
enchiladas and
Yeah.
chips and salsa
I
or
love
something.
it. So Tex-Mex.
Now, if House of Edwards comes to our Friendsgiving, there's going to be cranberry sauce as well.
Among a lot of other things.
Yeah, so that's the recap for episodes 5 and 6, and we will do 7 and 8 in the next show. So stay tuned, everyone.